What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Sorry I haven't posted in a few days. I got sick for the second time this month, and this time it hit me like a brick in Home Alone 2. But I'm going to push through the pain today and get out a video because we have an update on Shohei Ohtani versus his former interpreter Ippei, because we have actual recordings of him committing bank fraud, impersonating Shohei Ohtani. I put those in air quotes because it was the worst impersonation I've ever seen. He wasn't even trying to not sound like Ippei. We also have updates on Jurickson Profar. He has found himself a brand new team. Padres fans, I'm sending you guys a virtual hug. That is a big time loss. Tim Anderson, he is going to the West Coast to try and save his career. And the Dodgers, they made yet another move that is making fans across baseball roll their eyes. Another big time free agent is going to LA. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play the audio recording of Ippei calling the bank and asking for $200,000 to be sent to a payee, which was himself, but he was pretending to be Shohei Ohtani. If you still think that he is the fall guy and that Shohei was the gambler, you lack brain cells.
Who am I speaking with?
Shohei Ohtani.
Thank you. How may I help you?
So I tried to log into online banking, and it told me that it's not available to me at this time. And I need a call.
What is the reason for this transaction?
For a car loan?
Okay. You said it's for a car loan?
Yeah.
What even was that accent? Ippei! My man, you didn't even try. And honestly, if you still think that Shohei was the guy that gambled and spent almost $17 million, you need to stop sniffing Sharpies because I'm worried about you. The Dodgers picked up yet another superstar free agent, but I'm going to talk about that later on in the video because I haven't been able to talk about Ichiro, CC Sabathia, and Billy Wagner being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm going to do that real quick. Who didn't vote for Ichiro? Please show yourself. We cannot keep letting these guys get away with voting anonymously. The guy who didn't vote for Jeter, we still don't know who that is. And now we don't know who this Ichiro idiot is. Okay, I mean, it's getting personal. But again, congratulations to Ichiro, CC Sabathia, and Billy Wagner. By the way, CC keeps making these jokes about Ichiro stealing his Rookie of the Year. CC, buddy, you had a 4.4 ERA as a rookie. He didn't steal anything. Also, super happy for Billy Wagner, one of the nastiest pitchers we've ever seen. And here's an update on who are the first-time candidates going into 2026. I don't see a single Hall of Famer. Maybe Cole Hamels, maybe Ryan Braun. If he wasn't one of the worst humans of all time, it's not going to be Ryan Braun. But Cole Hamels, that's about it, maybe. We have an update on Anthony Santander and his contract with the Blue Jays because we know that Anthony Santander signed for about $92 to $95 million, and I reported that he was going to be deferring about $30 million. Well, I was wrong. He is deferring $61 million over 2/3 of that contract. And again, this is the same thing that the Dodgers have used to destroy the game of baseball, but it's not just Anthony Santander who has deferred $60 million. I didn't know that Corbin Burns also deferred $60 million in his new contract with the Diamondbacks. So again, everyone uses deferrals. I know I'm going to sound like that annoying Dodgers shill, but I guess the biggest reason why I'm bringing this up actually is to comment on the Orioles. Like, what are the Orioles doing? You're telling me you couldn't pay Anthony Santander and Corbin Burns a combined like $30 to $34 million for 2025 and just really go for it with some fan favorite players and your new shiny ace that you traded for? You couldn't have done that? You couldn't have used deferrals as well? No, because you're afraid of having a Chris Davis 2.0 situation. The PTSD is just far too great, and Mike Elias just does not want to embarrass himself again. Actually, let me correct the record. Mike Elias did not give Chris Davis that contract with deferrals, but he just doesn't want that to happen again. And he's not really signing anyone, so maybe he just doesn't want to look stupid in general. The Orioles are not the only team that's been confusing me this offseason. The San Diego Padres are having an offseason, I mean, just from hell. And I do want to be transparent and say that AJ Preller, the GM of the Padres, probably wants to bring back Jurickson Profar, but the Braves just pried away. I can't even really say pried away or stole Jurickson Profar because it's a 3-year, $42 million contract. He's going to be making I'm actually lying. He's going to be making $12 million in 2025 and then $15 the next 2 years. So let me rephrase that. The Braves got a steal. They did not steal Jurickson Profar. It's just the front office situation right now between Peter Seidler's wife and his brothers just seems to be untenable for incoming free agents. And maybe Roki Sasaki, I don't know if he threw shade exactly, but he complimented the LA Dodgers front office. And a lot of Padres fans took offense to it, like, hey, buddy, we get it. You didn't choose us. You don't have to throw dirt back in our face. Now, personally, I don't think that was the case. I think that you can say that after the Dodgers have signed basically everyone, and they just won the World Series and put $100 million into rebuilding their clubhouse. Their front office is the best in baseball. It's not a crime to say that. Now, before we talk about what the Padres are going to look like without Profar, let's take a look at what the Braves are going to be with Profar, who hit 280 with 24 home runs and a near 140 OPS plus last year. Now, the thing to remember about Profar is he's only really been good in a Padres uniform, but if he does show up as Padres Profar in the same lineup as Ronald Acuna Jr., and I bring him up because we have new videos of him taking strides in his recovery. He is running in the outfield. It's probably 80%, so I don't know if he's going to be ready by opening day. He's for sure not going to be ready by opening day, but if he's ready by May, you can go Ronald, Albies, Ozuna, Olsen, Riley, Profar, Sean Murphy. That is a 1 through 7 for the ages. Spencer Strider is also reportedly going to approach spring training as if he was normal. He's not going to be ready for opening day, but that's a great sign. Spencer Strider and Ronald Acuna Jr. are big reasons why the Braves haven't done a lot of soul searching this offseason. It's because they trust in the process and that these guys are going to be back sooner than everyone thought. Yo, if you guys have not hit that subscribe button yet, please. I'm getting cooked right now. What we got next? All right. Padres without Profar. Here we go. Jurickson was a fantastic lineup balancer, and I'm hoping that they can balance it out with a Ha-Sung Kim re-signing, or maybe it's a breakout from a guy like Luis Campusano. We saw a lot of promise from him before he really stunk it up in 2024. The Padres can still go Luis Ariz, Fernando Tatis Jr., who looked like a superstar again in the playoffs, Jackson Merrill, who was a top Rookie of the Year guy, Manny Machado, Bogarts, Cronenworth, Campusano again if he breaks out. Something like that, still pretty good. So again, bring back Kim, maybe bring in a veteran like Harrison Bader and only have him play against lefties. Maybe give JD Martinez a flyer. But the whole situation behind the scenes with the front office, who is going to be the control person, that has to get settled, because I feel terrible for the fan base and for AJ Preller and for Peter Seiler. This was not supposed to happen. Two signings coming out from LA. First, the LA Angels, which doesn't make any sense, and then the LA Dodgers. Tim Anderson, TA7, he's trying to pull a Jurickson Profar. We know that Profar saved his career by going to the West Coast, joining the Padres. Tim Anderson is trying to do the same thing with the Angels, and the infielder guru, as some people call him, Ron Washington. Tim has 1 home run and a 51 OPS plus while hitting 230 his last 188 games. Just crazy, because he basically hit 320 from 2019 to 2022. He was a batting champion. He was one of the best contact guys we've seen in quite some time, and now he can barely even find a job. From one LA team to another, the Dodgers are making eyes roll again. They recently picked up the 38-year-old Kirby Yates, who honestly was a top 2 reliever last year, a 1.1 ERA with 33 saves and a 12.5 strikeouts per 9. Those are insane numbers. Now, for me, the biggest reason why they picked up Kirby Yates is not because they wanted him per se. Maybe they did, but Michael Kopech, he's going to be missing some time with inflammation in that elbow, and if we know anything about inflammation and elbow, it can get bad in a hurry. It might start off as a precaution to go get someone else, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, this guy needs surgery. So praying that Kopech is going to be fine, because when he joined the Dodgers, he became a completely different human. It's not that they fixed his command 100%, but they dropped his walk rate significantly, and if he can keep that up and stay healthy, man, the Dodgers they do everything right. They take players that have fizzled out and maybe people are going to give up on him, like the White Sox, and then they turn them back into studs. Jason Hayward a few years ago, they take misfits and they turn them into stars. And last but not least, if you guys thought I was sick, you know who else is pretty sick? Sick in the head? MLB Network. I love you guys. Don't take this to heart, but ranking Bobby Witt Jr. as the number 4 shortstop in all of baseball going into 2025, the Shredder shred itself. Why are we lying to baseball fans? We have new fans coming to watch MLB Network on a daily basis, and we're calling a top 5 player in baseball the 4th best at his own position. Come on, guys, let's get that fixed. I wanted to bring that up real quick because honestly, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. That made me feel better knowing that I'm also not the only one sick. But all jokes aside, I thank you guys for bearing with me. I know it's been a weird month. I haven't been sick twice in 1 month in my entire life ever, so it's been strange. I got to get back in better shape, because they're not wrong. The older you get, the more aware you have to be of your health, and I haven't been doing that, so it's a good reset and also a good reminder. It's going to catch up to you guys eventually, so reset the clock now.
いや、今日の試合、本当にすごかったですね。皆さん、どうでしたか？この動画を見ながら、きっと心が熱くなったり、興奮したり、時には、ああ、頼む、と叫びたくなったりしたんじゃないでしょうか。僕も同じ気持ちです。だって、これが野球の魔法ですよね。 試合が始まる前から今日は何かが起こる予感がしていました。そして実際に試合が進むにつれ、その予感はどんどん確信へと変わっていきました。選手たちの気迫、ファンの熱気、そして何よりもグラウンド上で繰り広げられた最高のプレーの数々、すべてが完璧に噛み合った試合でした。まさにこれこそが野球だと叫びたくなるような瞬間の連続でしたね。今回もまたMLB の世界で驚きのプレーや感動の瞬間が生まれました。チームワーク、努力、そして最後まで諦めない気持ち、これらが交差して歴史に残る試合が生まれる。まさに野球の醍醐味ですよね。特に今日の試合の中で一番印象に残ったのはやっぱりあのシーン。最後の一球を投げる投手の表情、ボールを見送る打者の姿勢、スタジアムの息を飲むような静寂、そして次の瞬間、すべてが爆発したあの歓声。あれこそが野球が生み出す最高のドラマです。皆さん、どのプレーが心に残りましたか？コメント欄でぜひ教えてください。僕が一番興奮したシーンも皆さんとシェアしたいです。試合後の選手たちの表情を見ると、言葉では言い表せないほどの喜び、誇り、達成感を感じましたよね。特に最後のアウトを取った瞬間、彼らがマウンドに駆け寄って抱き合ったシーン。あれこそスポーツの感動そのもの。一球一球に込められた努力、練習の積み重ね、仲間との信頼、すべてがあの瞬間に集約されていました。試合の途中で流れが変わりそうになった時、決して諦めずに粘り強く戦い続けた姿には本当に胸が熱くなりました。こんなにも心を動かされる試合を見せてくれた選手たちに改めて感謝したいですね。そして何よりもこのチームの結束力、個人の力だけじゃなくみんなが一つになったからこそこの勝利をつかめたと選手たちは何度も口にしていました。確かに野球は一人では戦えないスポーツ。チーム全員が支え合い信じ合うことで最高のパフォーマンスが生まれるんです。これはまさにファンである僕たちにも言えることですね。チームを応援し一緒に戦い一緒に喜ぶ、その瞬間こそ僕たちがファンでいる理由なんじゃないでしょうか。勝った時の喜びはもちろんですが、どんな試合でもどんな状況でも応援し続けることこそがファンとしての誇りですよね。さあ、ここで皆さんに聞きたい。今日の試合の MVP は誰だと思いますか？コメント欄でぜひ教えてください。そしてこの試合を見てやっぱり野球って最高と思った人、ぜひいいねボタンを押してください。この動画を通じて皆さんとこの熱い瞬間を共有できるのが僕にとって何よりの喜びです。皆さんのコメントやリアクションが次の動画を作る原動力になっています。そしてこれからも最新の MLB 情報、感動の試合ハイライト、選手たちの活躍をどんどんお届けしていきますので、まだチャンネル登録していない方はぜひ今すぐ登録を、ボタンを押すだけで一緒に野球の熱狂を楽しめる仲間になれます。次の試合も一緒に盛り上がりましょう。 MLB のシーズンはまだまだ続きます。これからどんなドラマが待っているのか、どんなヒーローが生まれるのか、ワクワクが止まりませんね。今日の試合が歴史に残る一戦になったように、これからの試合も間違いなく僕たちを驚かせ感動させてくれるでしょう。このチームがどこまで行くのか、この選手がどんな成績を残すのか、すべての瞬間が新しい物語を生み出していく。その物語を一緒に追いかけていきましょう。次の試合がどうなるのか、今から待ち遠しいですね。皆さんの応援が選手たちに届くように、これからも一緒に声を上げていきましょう。最後に今日の試合のハイライトを振り返りながらもう一度思い出してみてください。最初のプレーボールの瞬間、最初のヒットが生まれた瞬間、逆転のきっかけになったプレー、そして最後の勝利の瞬間、すべてのプレーが積み重なってこの最高のゲームが生まれたんです。そんな試合をリアルタイムで見て一緒に盛り上がれたことが本当に嬉しいです。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。次の試合も一緒に応援して感動を分かち合いましょう。プレイボール。